Okay guys, we're gonna just do a quick review on solving quadratics by factoring. The very first step that you would do is to factor the equation. So if I had, I'm gonna do number one, y equals x squared minus 2x minus 24. Okay, if I'm gonna factor this trinomial here, then I'm gonna first multiply the first times the last. Multiply the first times the last. So we've got 1 times negative 24 gives you negative 24. Okay, then I'm going to get the factors of negative 24. So that's a 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and that's it. Okay, now one of them has to be negative and one of them has to be positive because we've got a negative. So we could double our factors here. So if I made that one negative, that one is positive. Then I come over here and I go positive 1 and a negative 24. If I make the 2 negative, I have negative 2 and 12. That gives me a 24. I would do 2 and negative 12. That also gives me negative 24. Then I have a negative 3 and 8. And I would change it to a 3 and a negative 8. And then 4, make that one negative. 4 times a positive 6. A negative 4 times a positive 6 gives you negative 24. So then I'm going to change it to 4 and a negative 6. 4 times a negative 6. So these are all pairs. They're factors of negative 24. Now, when I'm factoring, I'm going to, after I did the multiply first times last, I'm going to look at these factors and decide which of them, when I add them together, give me a negative 2. So which factors added together give you the middle term? Okay, so I'm looking for a negative 2. Negative 1 and negative 24, when I put that together, that is a 23. Okay, too big. Right, so if I look over here, this one gives me a negative 23. All right, so 2 and 12, that's a 10, that's too big. 3 and 8, that's a 5. Okay, here we go, we got 4 and 6. Now if I do this one, a negative 4 and a positive 6, that together gives me a positive 2. I want a negative 2. So this pair right here would give me my negative 2. All right, so now I'm going to do a set of parentheses, and I'm going to put the x in there. You usually just put whatever your variable is. Just one of them, not your x squared, because x times x is going to give us our x squared. All right, then I'm going to put my positive 4 in one parenthesis and my negative 6 in another. Okay, the next step in the Mustang method is to divide by the coefficient of the x squared. The coefficient is 1. Well, if I divide these numbers by 1, nothing really happens. So when you divide by 1, you're done, because it turns out that when I reduce it or just divide by 1, I get the numbers back. So I'm done. When you divide by 1, you're done. Okay, so now I want to solve this. Right, so right now all I did was factor. When you solve, what you're doing is you're setting the y variable equal to 0. Okay, so now I have this problem right here. Okay, I want to find the x's when the y is 0. So I'm going to take each factor and put it to 0, or set it to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0 and x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, then I'm going to move the 4 over by subtracting it, and I get a negative 4. That's one of the answers. That's one of the points where the parabola will cross the x-axis. Okay, here, add 6 to both sides, and I get x equals 6. Remember, these are 2 points. This is negative 4, 0, if you put it in parentheses, and 6, 0. This is where y is 0, and x, where the parabola crosses your x-axis. All right, so my 2 answers, if I put them in a set brace, I would do negative 4 and 6. Those are my 2 answers. Okay, now we're going to solve by factoring, but it's a little bit more complicated. The last one just had an x squared. This one has a 10 as the coefficient of the x squared, a leading coefficient of 10. So same thing. First, I'm going to multiply the 10 times the 6. So I'm going to come over here, 10 times 6. 10 times 6 is 60. Okay, I'm going to do the factors of 60. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, and 6 and 10. Okay, so now I'm looking at these factors right here. Okay, so those are all the factors of 60. I want to make sure when I add them, I get a negative 19. Right now, with those factors, it's impossible to get a negative number. But remember, 60 also has a whole nother set of factors. And the factors are when a negative 1 times a negative 60, negative times a negative, also gives you a positive 60. So a negative 2 times a negative 30, negative 3 times a negative 20, negative 4 times negative 15, negative 5 times negative 12, and negative 6 times negative 10. All of those still give you factors of 60. So you have the positive factors and you have the negative factors. When we added them before, there's no way we would have gotten a negative. Now when we add them, all of our answers are going to be negative. So when I look right here, negative 4 and negative 15, that's going to give me my negative 19. Okay, so I need a negative 19 middle term. When the factors add up to be the middle term. All right, so now I'm going to do my two sets of parentheses. Again, my variable is x. X times x gives me the x squared for my first term. Then I'm going to drop these two factors of 60 in here, negative 4 and negative 15. So right here you want to stop and say, does negative 4 plus negative 15 give you negative 19? Yes, it does. Okay, so next step, after I factor that, the next step is to divide, and I'm going to divide by the coefficient of the x squared, the leading coefficient, and only divide the numbers. So I've got a 10 and a 10. Okay, the next step is to reduce the fractions. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. 4 over 10, does it reduce? Yes, they're both even, so I can take out a 2. So 4 divided by 2 gives me a 2. 10 divided by 2 gives me a 5. So I reduce 4/10 to 2/5. Right, come over here. 15 and 10. Well, they both can be reduced by 5. So 5 goes into 15 3 times. 5 goes into 10 twice. So 15/10 reduces to 3/2. Okay, so I reduced it. Right, the last step would be to move. When we're factoring, it would be to move. Okay, and you move the denominator to the front of your variable. So on this one, I'd have 5x minus 2. Right here, move this one up here. And I have 2x minus 3. Okay, again, we're solving by factoring. So we want to set this equal to 0. Right? So I'm going to do 5x minus 2 equals 0 and 2x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, I'm going to add 2 on this, add it to both sides, and I get 5x equals 2. Divide by 5, and I get x equals 2/5. So my parabola crosses the x-axis at 2/5, 0. So it's when y is 0, what is your x? Okay, over here, add 3. I get 2x equals 3. Divide by 2. And x equals 3/2. So this other side of the parabola crosses at 3/2, 0. So my two answers would be 2/5 and 3/2.